Welcome to Math, Day 5, second graders. Today we're talking about finding elapsed time. Elapsed is just another way of saying time that has passed. So elapsed time is time that's passed. So if I were to tell you that I went to a meeting, a Zoom meeting with the other teachers, and we started at 8 o'clock and we got out of the meeting at 9:15, how much time elapsed? How much time passed between 8 o'clock and 9:15? Well, let's look. I have 8 o'clock. One whole time around my clock is an hour. That's 9 o'clock, but I said 9:15, right? So 9:15, well, we just looked at it. It was a whole hour and 15 minutes, right? So the elapsed time of the hour lasted an hour and 15 minutes. Boys and girls, today we're going to take a look at elapsed time. So get out your math packet. You're looking at page 341 today. Page 341 in your math packet. Get that out in front of you and we'll take a look at it together. All right, your paper looks like this. Let's read it together at the top of the page. It says, Tong began cleaning his pet lizard's cage at 9:15. He finished cleaning it at 9:30. How long did it take him to clean the cage? Well, boys and girls, it's a word problem. We have to find what we need to solve the problem. Remember our problem-solving path? First thing we do is identify the problem. So what's the question? The question is, how long did it take him to clean the cage? What is our data that we need to use to find the answer? Reagan. 9:15, the time he started, and 9:30, the time he stopped cleaning the cage. Good job. And we can count back to find the elapsed time. Well, we know that 9:30 is where he was done. And we know that he started at 9:15, so I'm going to use my clock again. I'm going to set it for 9:30, and I'm going to count back just like they're showing here with the number line, right? 9:30, here's 5, 10, 15 minutes. Well, let me double check that with my clock. I have 9:30, here's 5, 10, 15 minutes. So 5 minutes plus 5 minutes plus 5 minutes, or 5 times 3 equals 15 minutes. That's the elapsed time, or the time spent cleaning the lizard's cage. All right, good job. Second graders, read for me the next sentence. What does it say, the next little part of the paper? Jacks. Elapsed time is time that has passed. For longer periods of elapsed time, count from the beginning time to the ending time. Let's go ahead and get started with our next section. We have 7:20 to 8:20 is 1 hour. Everybody knows that, right? But our clock here reads 7:20, and this clock reads 8:40. So we know we have an hour to here to how much more time is from 8:20 to 8:40, and they're showing us it's 20 minutes because it took the minute hand going from the 4 to the 8, so we could just count by fives. Here's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 20 minutes. So we have an hour and 20 minutes is our elapsed time. All right, second graders, if that's a little bit confusing for you, that's okay because we're just learning. Stay with me and let's look at our paper. We're going to write the elapsed time. So let's take a look. What time is it to start with? We're going to actually take notes on our paper. It's going to help us see how the time passes. So looking at the hour hand, we're at 10 for our hour. And what is our minute hand? It's pointing at the 1, which we know is 5. So it's 10:05, or 5 minutes after 10. And then our next clock reads 10:30. How much time passes from 10:05 to 10:30? Who knows? Can you count that out for me, Sierra? We're at 10:05. We're gonna go, here's, oops, sorry, you know it doesn't bounce easy. Here's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How much time has passed? 25 minutes. Excellent work. We'll write the whole thing, minutes. Let's look at the next one. If our time starts at, what time is it here? We're between the 1 and the 2 for our hours. So we have 1. And we're pointing at the 6. The 6 is 30 minutes. Good job, second graders. And we're going to end at our hour hands pointing at the 3. So it's 3. And our minute hands pointing straight up. So what is going to be our minute? 3 o'clock. Good job. Now we have to find the elapsed time, second graders. Who wants to help me? All right, Max. We started here. If we go 1 full time around the clock, then we would be at 2:30, right? But then we'd have to continue halfway around to get up here to 3 o'clock. So we have 1 hour and how many minutes? How many minutes is half of an hour? 30 minutes. So our answer would be 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and abbreviate minutes. You can write it out or you can abbreviate it. Second graders, I know this would be a little easier for you if you had your little clocks, but even though you don't have it, you can draw it on the clock in front of you, just like I just did. So you saw that I said if I went 1 whole time around, I'd be at 2:30. And then I still have to take my minute hand up to show 3 o'clock, right? So that would be the half. So you can draw on the clock if it helps you. Let's turn your paper over. We're going to draw the hands to show the finished time. This should just be review for you. So I'm going to only do number 3 and we're going to move on. Number 3 says begin. Oh, I'm sorry, it's still elapsed time. But we should be able to do this. We're going to begin at 8 o'clock and end 50 minutes later. So if I begin at 8 o'clock, right? Let's begin at 8 o'clock. And end 50 minutes later, 50 minutes later, we're going to come around and stop it here. So our hands should be almost to the 9 o'clock and to the 50-minute mark. All right. We'll go ahead and do these together because you don't have your clocks, okay? Stay with me. Here we go. Beginning at 9:30, ending 45 minutes later. So here's 9 o'clock. Go to 9:30. Now we have to add 45 minutes. So we're going to add 30 because we know that's half an hour. And 30 plus 15 will give me 45. We should be at 10:15. So our hour hand has to point toward the 10. Sorry, let's fix that. It's messy. We have 10, 15. Okay, second graders, beginning at 3:45 and ending in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Here is 3:45. And now we have to go 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm not going to move the hands of the clock. I'm going to talk it through with you. Let's look. I'm at 3:45. If I go 1 hour, I'm going to be at 4:45. Plus 15 minutes is going to be where? That's right. So what time will it be? 4:45 plus 15 minutes is 5 o'clock. All right, second graders. Awesome. Awesome. Draw your hands on the clock and let's move on. We're going to fill in the chart for Tong's pet lizard named Izzy. So he took Izzy for a checkup at 11:45. He was done at 12 o'clock. Remember, from 11:45 a.m. to 12 p.m. is just from 11:45 to noon. So it's not changing crazy hours. It's only a 15-minute jump. And I know that that's something a little new to us, so we just need to know that that's 15 minutes. Let Izzy sleep from 12:15 for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So what's 2 more hours from 12? 2. Good. And 15 minutes. We already had 15 minutes here. Add 15 more. So we have 2:30. All right, second graders. Then we go to the store to buy Izzy's food. We go at 12 and we're back at 2. How much time has passed? What's the elapsed time? Tino. 2 hours. And now we play with Izzy from 9:10 a.m. to 9:35 a.m. Kylie, how much time has passed? Yes, we go from the 10 to the 35 and it's 25 minutes. And cleaned Izzy's cage for 20 minutes starting at 3:50. I'm going to use my clock because 3:50 is an odd time. Okay, so I'm showing you 3:50. We want to go 20 minutes. So here's 5, 10, 15, 20. What time is it now, friends? 4 is our arrow hand. 4:10. Good job. And is that AM or PM? PM. Good job. All right, now we have some word problems. Let's take a look at those quickly. We have the Science Club designed and built a ramp for wheelchairs. They started at 10:10 a.m. They finished 3 hours and 20 minutes later. What time did they finish? Underline the question. What time did they finish? The data we need is 10:10 a.m. 3 hours and 20 minutes is our lapse time. So let's count. Let's start with the minutes. I have 10 minutes, I add 20 minutes, then I have 30 minutes. Good job, second graders. And then if I have 10 and I add 3, but we're talking about time, guys. So if I'm in the 10 o'clock range and I add 3 hours, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 3 hours past 10 o'clock is 1 o'clock. So we're going to have 1:30. Does that make sense? 1:30, what do you think? Is it AM or PM? Remember, we passed the 12 o'clock mark, so it's not going to be AM anymore. It's going to be PM. 1:30 PM. Good job, second graders. Let's move on to number 12. At 7:30 a.m., Ruby started testing her design for a new pet toy. She finished at 9:15 a.m. How long did she test the toy? Underline your question, circle your data. Now, we know from 7:30 to 8:30 is how long? Bradley? 1 hour. So for sure 1 hour, right? How many minutes does it take us to go from the half hour at 6 to the next 15-minute mark? Well, it takes 30 plus 15, it takes 45 minutes. So, boys and girls, it's going to be 1 hour and 45 minutes. All right, now we have at 6:05 p.m., Quentin started to build a flashlight from a kit. It took him 1 hour and 15 minutes. What time was the flashlight finished? Underline the question, circle your data. An hour and 15 minutes from 6:05. Well, let's start with the minutes. We have 5 plus 15 is 20. Good job, second graders. 20 minutes, but now I need to know if you started at 6:05 and we add 1 hour, what do we get? 7, right? Oh, but it was finished at what time? Sorry. No minutes there. 7:20. Is that AM or PM, second graders? PM is correct. Good job. Moving on. We arrived at the video game design fair at 2:35. We spent 45 minutes in line and tested another game for 15 minutes. What time did we finish? Here's my question, boys and girls. We got there at this time. We had 45 minutes in line, 15 minutes to test a game. What time did we get done? Well, we need to add the minutes, right? You need to add 45 and 15. What do you get when you add 45 and 15? Add those together. We have 5 plus 5 is, well, in second grade, we draw columns, Mrs. Mueller. That's right. So 0, carry the 1 or regroup. We have 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 6. We're adding another hour, right? So from 2:35 plus 1 hour is 3:35. All right, second graders, awesome possum job. If you have any questions for me on this math, you can set it aside. I want you to practice your IXL. It will help you with this. There is a section for elapsed time. Do the best you can and have a great day. Bye, second graders.